Hello. I wanted to go over some helpful hints with you before you turn in your assignment. I've received a few assignments back already, and I just wanted to point out a couple things to watch for. Number one, leave your answers in terms of pi. So don't approximate them and multiply by 3.14. You want the exact answer, so you're going to leave it in terms of pi. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So on a circle, this answer is going to be pi times 4 squared, because 4 is the radius. So 4 squared is 16, so the answer is going to be 16 pi. Don't multiply by 3.14. Same thing with perimeter. You're going to leave it pi times the diameter and leave pi. Okay, another issue that's come up is when you are doing triangles, and the formula is 1/2 base times height. So let's go back to here and take a look at this problem right here. So this one's easy because you've got the base and height being 3 times 4, which is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. No problem. But what if this was a 3 here for the base? So 3 times 3 is 9. So the base times height is 9. So you divide that by 2 and you get 4.5. You don't want that. You want to leave your answer as a improper fraction or as a mixed number. So your answer should be 9 over 2 as a fraction, or 4.5. Don't change it into 4.5. So here's the rule of thumb. If your question has whole number answers or fractions in the question, leave your answers with whole numbers and fractions. If your question were to be a decimal to start out with, then you can have a decimal answer. Okay, the third one is that some of you are looking at the height in the incorrect place. So let's take a look at that. So I think I have a different slide for that one. So let's take a look over here. So on the parallelogram, oops, got it, oops. Let's see, what do I do here? Okay, on the parallelogram, we've got base times height. This does not say side times side or length times width. So this is actually not a width, but this is the side of the parallelogram. That is not the length that you want. So let's take a look at this example here. So the base is 10. And that's the same as we think of it as on a rectangle. The bottom part would be 10, and that would be the base here, or in other words, the length. That's fine. But this is not the width. This is the side of the parallelogram. We actually don't want that. The formula is base times height. We have to use the straight up and down height just like we do with a rectangle. So the height here, we might have to draw the right triangle here, and we might have to figure out what the height is using the Pythagorean theorem. So since this is a 3, 4, 5 right triangle, the height is 4. And so the area of this parallelogram is 10 times 4, which is 40. Okay, so be careful there. It's not 10 times 5, which would be 50. That would be incorrect. Okay? All right. And then just a couple of other things. Prepare for about an hour to finish this assignment. It may take you less time if you're familiar with these area formulas. And if you make sure that you read through the rubric, you'll make sure that you have all of the things that you need before you turn it in. This time, the resubmission will cost you a 5-point penalty. So make sure that you have everything correct and exactly the way you want it before you submit it. Okay, thank you for listening.